Hunters of the New World, welcome to another video. Today I'll be going over my build for the musket as a secondary weapon to complement a CC DPS spear. The build is pretty good for PvE particularly, and probably good for group PvP. Not really solo PvP though, unless you're very high skilled and you're good at switching weapons. In wars it may also not be too useful, so I'll have some better builds for wars in another video. I've thoroughly been enjoying the musket. It's a unique ranged weapon which complements my first starting spear build pretty well. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description below. If you guys are already using the musket, let me know in the comments below what you guys have thought about it, how it feels, let me know. My spear build has you covered for close combat. It's a build designed to stun, knock, and give yourself that extra space for PvE or PvP encounters. So this video will be focusing on complementing that build with a musket. So for this support crowd control build, it should work for group or solo play. If you're solo, your goal will really be to use the musket to get some initial damage from a distance, and then once the monsters close in on you, use your trapper set to CC, and then pull out the spear to damage as much as you can, back off, and then reset. If you are in a group, then you are the CC DPS at close range. Your goal isn't to get maximum damage, but to create situations for you and your teammates to maximize damage. You will need to switch quite a bit between the spear and the musket by mixing the trapper set and the spear CC skills. That'll help your team maximize damage and destroy targets efficiently both in PvE bosses and PvP battles. Before we discuss the build, I do want to mention here that you should be running this build with medium armor. This will extend your CC buffs by 10%, which will be pretty huge for both group and solo PvE, as well as group PvP. So jumping on into the build, the main perks that I'll be using on this build are the powder burn, traps, and sticky bombs. You will want to maximize the powder burn tree since the final perk extends the burn effect to 13 seconds. Next, you'll want to also maximize the trap tree so that you unlock the double traps at the end. The scent of blood skill above that can also be really good in case you get pushed. If you trap someone, you can regen health as you damage them, meaning you'll need less downtime to heal. Finally, you will also max out the sticky bomb tree as well, since the final perk straight up slows down monsters or enemies by 15% for 3 seconds when you stick them. This works very well for you to transition into your spear and then accurately hit a CC attack, which is either the stun or the knockdown with the spear. So overall, the idea of this build is that you start out by shooting from a distance, apply powder burn to get some damage over time, close in on the target or wait until they push you if you're solo, and then you apply traps and sticky bomb debuffs and then switch to your spear for high damage in close quarters. After the spear combos, you'll basically back off, reapply your powder burn, and then rinse and repeat. So that's it for the main skills. Let's take a look at the passives for both trees. The trapper passives include back it up. If someone closes in on you, your mobility is increased, which gives you the ability to back off or move around and set up traps or aim your bombs more efficiently. Weakened defense will be good for the enemies with shields or heavy armor. A few shots that you do, it will deal more pen damage. Tactical reload will be pretty useful, especially early on. The reload animation on the musket is quite long, so being able to roll and get a follow-up shot will be really ideal before the monsters push you. This is more particularly useful if you are solo, since it's only a matter of time before the AI charge you. So the more shots you can get in, the better. Additionally, as you roll back, you get more and more shots before you have to switch to the trap and spear set. Finally, we're just going to add a little bit of salt on that wound. This is really for larger bosses with a lot of health. You will definitely be using this skill much later in the game, so don't upgrade this perk until a little bit later in your playthrough. The idea of this is that the perk is just the bosses don't die after you cycle through your musket to traps to spear damage, so when you repeat the whole cycle, your following shots that you do with the musket when they're less than 30% health will deal more damage. Onto the sharpshooter tree now. The called shot, which will be good for your initial damage. Aim down your shots, you'll most likely start out any battle from a distance getting headshot damage. Following that, hit your marker will also be good for your initial damage. Up to 100 meters, you can get an increase in damage by up to 15%. Ballistics advantage will also reduce the damage falloff from the musket shots, which again helps your initial shots when you're actually at a distance. Once you get pushed or you move in, greater accuracy will also be helpful in up-close situations. Landing a quick hipfire can really change the tides of the battle, so it's really just a perk if you need it just in case. You can also switch this out to something else if your playstyle may fit something else. Finally, empowering headshot, which again for your initial shots until you charge in or you move in with your team, It's just good to get some extra damage on the headshots that you're hitting from far out. The last few perks again here guys, you can switch it up if you find something that more fits your playstyle. Again, this build was more specifically designed to help with the spear and up close damage. It wasn't built as a sniper class, so most of your damage will come from charging in, using the spear, and the traps for CC. That's about it for the build guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments if you give this a shot. If you've already been using the musket, let me know of your thoughts and what you do with it. It's really cool to see how many different playstyles there are in this game, and that's what I've loved about this game so far. So thank you for watching guys, I really appreciate all of you who got to the end here. You are amazing if you got to this very moment. Yes, you. Alright. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe, be happy, and keep hunting. Scott Sensei is out.